My name is Matt Duncan. I am a team leader in the men's section here in Dallas, Texas. My journey in Regnum Christi began though in Jacksonville, Florida, when at 8 years old, my mom signed me up for Conquest. So my journey begins with Conquest. I also did some work in Kids for Jesus, for those who remember that apostolate, K4J. And I joined ECYD at some point when I was in middle school. And that's really where I tried to make the charism my own. Conquest was very much just this thing I did with my friends and my dad and their dads, and it was a lot of fun and I loved it. But there wasn't that identity quite there yet. And in middle school, when I made the step to join ECYD, is where I really felt it. And then I joined Regnum Christi when I was in high school. And that's where I recognized Regnum Christi as kind of something separate from other activities that were going on in my parish, that there was a charism, that it was a way of life. And I wanted to dedicate myself deeper into that, so I became a Regnum Christi missionary right after high school. And then from there, joined the Legion for a bit. I was a legionary for 5 years, did 5 years of studies with them before discerning out, and going back to Jacksonville, Florida. And that was a pivotal moment for me in my relationship with Regnum Christi and the charism, because at that point, I had been involved since I was 8 years old in Conquest. I had never been a part of another apostolate or another group, so I was just living and breathing Regnum Christi in all those stages of formation that a male can do. Obviously, I couldn't be a consecrated woman. So all the stages that a male could do. And it was at that moment, going back home to Jacksonville, and there wasn't really a young men's team set up, so I couldn't just plug right back in, and so I was without Regnum Christi for about 6 months. And that's where I really had time to reflect on the charism and its role in my life and the importance of it in my vocation as well. And so I realized that I really needed it, and that it truly, it's not like I hadn't thought of it as a calling before that, but in that moment I could really recognize it as this is something we are called to, that God had this in mind for us specifically. And it's not just that we really enjoy the people or we really like it, that it's something fun for our kids to do, like Conquest and Challenge and ECYD, but that this is truly something God has called us to, and He has made us for this charism and made this charism for us at the same time. That I could still be Catholic, I could still be a good Catholic, I could still be a saint without Regnum Christi, but in those 6 months that I had without it, I realized it was missing. I realized that I was made for this charism and that I will always be a part of it because God made my heart for that, which is something when I discerned out of the Legion, I was really going back and forth about. Anyways, like, am I really made for this? I wasn't made to be a legionary, so am I really supposed to, do I really have this charism? Am I really supposed to follow this? But it's continued to be a blessing for me. It's just made sense, this vocation to Regnum Christi, and it's developed with me. It helped me get through high school. It helped me mature as a young man in the Legion, and it's now helping me in my marriage as well. And so the vocation has developed and matured along with me, and has proven to me that it's for every stage of life, and that we are all called to be a part of it, and that it's a vocation. That this vocation God has called us to, He's called us to go deeply into it, that it's not a one and done deal. I've joined and so now I'm just Regnum Christi. That no, it develops and matures with us. It's a treasure that we need to cherish and build and really make a part of our identity and make a part of our relationship with God.